You are listening to the Pertinent Information Podcast. Recently, a group of 9 of us went on a mission trip to Haiti. We spent the majority of our time on an island just off the main island called LaGonave. The largest town on LaGonave is called Ansagales. And when looking back at our time and reflecting on when we were there, it's really hard to put into words and to express, the magnitude of things that went on while we were in Haiti. So Caleb Hoover and I, in a 2-part episode, just recap our time, what we did while we were down in Haiti. Try to explain just the culture in Haiti, the people in Haiti, and what we did when we were down there with the group called LaGonave Alive. And in this first episode, we talk about, just kind of our first initial thoughts. And then the second part, we get into a little bit deeper as far as kind of the culture and what we can do, to actually make a lasting impact in lives and the people down in Haiti. So again, this is part 1 of a 2-part episode on the Pertinent Information Podcast. All right. Caleb.
Talking about Haiti?
We're Haiti. I'm talking here with my good friend, Caleb.
Hi, everyone.
He and I and 7 other people just got back from Haiti 1 week ago today.
Yeah, it has been a week, hasn't it?
Yeah, I just took my last malaria med today.
Did you? I still have almost a full bottle.
Really?
Maybe I should have taken them while I was down there. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah,
I
right.
did.
Hey, you're looking a little malaria.
Yeah, feeling a little shaky.
So I'm pretty much immune to malaria. I've got 2 of 3 hepatitis shots in, so feeling good.
Yeah, I didn't They just gave me typhoid stuff, and I got 1 shot for Hep A. And that's all I got. So,
because I did B too.
Yeah, you did B.
Yeah, so I think that's multiple shots.
I don't know. That must be. We won't get into hospitals. Yeah. That's a different topic.
You don't
for
want
another
us in
day.
Hospitals, yeah. So before kind of this experience fled our brains, I wanted to get Caleb in here just to have a conversation. I think people ask me how my trip was. I found kind of the most accurate response from me is kind of, it was crazy. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. Yep. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But I would go back in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There was a lot of really, amazing. I mean, it was just, it's really hard to explain. And I think you hear that a lot from people that are on mission trips or do mission work or, travel abroad and things. But it's really true. So I don't want to sound, on the nose on this, but it's really hard to explain. So we're going to do our best to kind of give our experiences and just talk through some things. I wanted to start off a little bit with just some numbers, just general kind of just to get an idea of the situation in Haiti.
Yeah, let's learn a little bit about Haiti.
Yeah, so the total population of Haiti is just over 11 million people.
Jeez, that's a lot.
It seems like a lot because
it's a small space.
It's not big.
Yeah,
and as we learned, it's extremely mountainous.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are on the ground in Haiti, all you see is mountains.
Yeah, it's crazy. I never thought that's what it would be like.
Right.
Going down there.
And they're not like Alps level mountains, right. But they're not livable.
No, they're not. They're pretty steep.
Yeah, absolutely. And so from the coast to the mountain, I mean, what is it? 10 miles maybe?
Yeah. I don't
if that.
I don't know, if that.
You know, and then so transportation in Haiti is crazy. So I don't know how easy or hard it is to get over the mountains or through the mountains, but I can't imagine it's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's done often.
And I mean, we were only up, we only kind of went up that coast. So if you go the other direction, further south, I wonder what some of that's like.
Yep.
If that's more spread out and.
Right. So one of the second largest, so the first largest city is called Port-au-Prince. I'm sure most of people who know anything about Haiti have at least heard of Port-au-Prince.
Yeah.
I think it's funny because I looked up the population of Port-au-Prince, and they considered it the Port-au-Prince metro.
Oh,
which
metro.
I just think that word is funny because when I think of metro, I think of like New York, Chicago, like city.
Yeah.
And
right.
Port-au-Prince is far from being a city.
Oh man, totally.
So, but the area, basically, they're just kind of taking the area of right around Port-au-Prince, the kind of suburb-ish towns, is around 2.3 million people.
Jeez.
So I thought it would be more.
Yeah.
Because I knew the vast majority of people, but that just thinks like, so there's 9-ish million people spread out outside of Port-au-Prince, which is like, where are they?
Yeah, where are they? That's what I was wondering. Now, when we were driving down the street, there was just like ton of people just lining the street almost. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So like, do they follow those main routes? Like just live along those main roads? Or
how far back does it go?
How far back do they go? Because when you're going down those main roads, there's like walls everywhere that kind of block what's behind.
You can't see past the road.
You can't see like beyond those walls. So like how far back do those go?
Right.
You know, like is that where all the masses are?
Right, man. And so we focused the majority of our time on an island called LaGonave. So if you look at a map of Haiti, there's the kind of the claw, the curvature of Haiti. If you go find Port-au-Prince, go straight north a little bit, and then go right off. It's the larger island to the west of the main island. LaGonave, that island, has 87,000 people on it, and over half, so almost 53,000 of those people live in Ansagale, which is where we were.
Yeah.
And again, where are they?
Like that's a big town. You know what I mean? Like, as far as like towns go.
Right. We kind of stayed, I think, on the main, quote unquote, main drag.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Because I pulled up Google Maps and I had no idea where we were. No clue. I found the soccer field.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, because it's just this
big dirt
brown space.
Yeah.
You know,
with lines maybe.
No lines.
Oh, no lines.
No lines on Google Earth.
Oh man.
But I couldn't find where we were.
Did you see any like towers, like those cell towers or anything like that?
So no. So you know how in the States you see the Google cars, right? And that's how they get some of that 3D imagery.
Yep.
No Google cars are driving through Haiti.
Yeah, they wouldn't survive on the roads.
Right. So I switched to 3D mode.
Yep.
There's no 3D mode in Haiti. It's just flat.
Oh man.
So I couldn't. I found the port where we came in, and I tried to trace the road. I saw the market area and things, but anyway, we're getting kind of in the weeds a little bit. And everybody's gonna be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna fly through these stats because I think it's kind of paints a picture of the landscape of Haiti.
Yeah, let's do it.
Gross national income per capita, $1,700.
Wow.
So essentially, that's how much the average person makes in a year. $1,700. For comparison, in the United States, it's over $60,000.
Wow.
So $1,700,
and that's U.S. dollars.
U.S.
right?
dollars. Everything here is in U.S. dollars. So a mortgage, 1 month mortgage in the United States, is what the average person makes in an entire year.
Amazing.
We'll touch on that, I think, a little bit later, just as far as kind of what people make. But I just wanted to throw that out there. 59% of the population lives on less than $2 per day.
Oh man.
And extreme poverty is defined as $1.25 a day.
Wow.
And almost 25% live on that.
Wow.
$1.25 a day. It's crazy. 50% of kids in Haiti do not go to school.
50%.
1 out of 2 kids doesn't go to school.
Wow. Do they work? Does it say? Like, what do they do? Just run around?
Hang out. I don't know, man.
After being there, I would believe it.
Right. And I think we'll definitely get that later too. Yep. The literacy rate is 61% for males, 57% for females. I thought it was interesting if you look at other Caribbean developing countries, it's like 92%.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So
the U.S. is only 86.
Wow.
Which is another conversation. But if you look at 86 of the U.S., I mean, 60% in Haiti. So that means 40-ish% can't read.
Yeah.
Can't understand writing, have no literacy.
Wow.
Life expectancy in Haiti is 63 years, which is actually higher than I thought.
Yeah, I know that is higher than I thought because, after being there, like you don't see a lot of elderly people.
None.
That's one of the things that kind of blew my mind is that maybe there's a few like elderly female in that one village that we went to, Zitwa.
Yeah.
But there's just not elderly people there.
And it could be that we just don't see them because they just hang out.
Yeah.
They're not out and about as like the younger people are. So 63 years, the U.S. is just under 79. Infant mortality I thought was interesting. So 55 per 1,000 births. Wow. So 5.5% of babies die.
Wow.
In the United States, it's 6.2. Not percent, 6.2 per 1,000. So that's like under 1%.
Yeah, right.
Which is still kind of, I thought, higher than in the U.S. But again, another conversation. But I mean,
another podcast.
Yeah, 5 out of 100 babies die in Haiti. 59 out of 1,000 die before their first birthday.
Are you serious?
It's crazy.
Wow.
So almost 6 babies out of 1,000 die before they hit 1 year old.
Like, I wonder what contributes to that, just malnutrition or
well, and then
disease.
The under 5 mortality rate. So that's die before you reach 5 years old.
Yeah.
Is 88 per 1,000.
Oh, man.
I mean,
climbs.
Sad. Bonkers.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I wanted to throw out is an estimated 1 in 285 births will result in the woman's death.
Huh. Interesting.
Which is about 16 times higher than in the U.S. So that brings up, I think, the first topic of is healthcare.
Yeah.
We have a battle going on in the United States about healthcare and universal healthcare and is it a right and this and that. People in Haiti don't have healthcare.
No.
That's not a thing.
No.
If it wasn't for medical or churches and things kind of pumping money, missions, there would be no healthcare. Literally none. Outside of probably Port-au-Prince.
Yeah.
There's no government funded healthcare. There's no government funded anything.
Right.
But so that's what we helped out, and you followed Dr. William for a day. He is a guy that we've gotten very close with in our family. Helped him out with medical school and things. He's got a clinic in Ansagale.
Yeah.
He also has a clinic in Zitwa. His wife is a doctor also, so they are extremely crucial to LaGonave.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they do kind of some mobile clinic stuff. So they'll go off the road, off the grid and find some of these people that need help. And just basic stuff, man. Yeah. What are some of the stuff you saw when you were with Dr. William?
Okay, so actually, that was probably one of my favorite moments on the trip was actually just following Dr. William. So, I mean, we took, he has a clinic right there where the guest house was where we were staying. But so basically it was the top level was the guest house, bottom level was the clinic. But every Monday and Wednesday, he travels about half hour, 45 minutes on motorcycle up to Zitwa, which is a small village just a little bit north of where we were. And he sees patients there every Monday and Wednesday. So so following him, I mean, it was just interesting because when he got there, there were people on the porch of the clinic ready to be seen. Some had appointments, others just showed up.
Something happened.
Yeah. And another thing that was interesting about that is they were all female. Some were a little bit older. There was a couple with kids.
Sure. Like infant or kid.
Yeah, one was maybe 6 months old. The other one was basically a newborn, a week old.
Wow.
So I mean, he's seeing all types of patients. Right. Now, one of the things that he said is that a lot of times they just have pain and they just need pain medication, like Tylenol or aspirin.
Which we go to the store and buy.
Yeah, I mean, we just go to
1,000 pills for $4.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't have it.
It's so easy for us to just buy off the shelf.
Right.
But they need to like go see the doctor.
Yeah.
Dr. William and what he does is he just pulls some out and puts in a little baggie and they take it.
Yeah.
He basically gives them, how many they need to take and If they need more, they'll probably have to come back. You know what I mean? So another thing that they like vaginal infections are a big thing. They just don't have that care. You know what I mean?
And knowledge too, right?
And
I think part of it was there's kind of like they don't. I mean, most of them don't go to school.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming in school they're not learning sex ed and health class.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
So they just don't know how to even care for themselves. Is kind of what I've heard.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is. I mean, it's just things that is basically just everyday life for us here. It's so easy here. Yeah. I mean, a simple infection could kill them. You know what I mean? Like,
they cook with charcoal, so a lot of burns.
Yeah, a lot of burns. Yep. So like you said, I mean, Dr. William and Dr. Natalie are crucial to that area. And just a little bit of background of what I did there is I basically took a camera and just documented the trip.
Yeah. I'm so stoked to see.
Yeah, hopefully everything turns out good.
Yeah, man. Well, that little clip you put together was awesome. So did they pay anything?
Not that I saw.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's not on we'll invoice you later program.
Yeah, I don't.
Or we'll run this through insurance.
They did have like those yellow folders that they had some information in. So
like health records.
Yeah, they must keep some kind of like record or something. And so, I mean, what he would do is he would finish with a patient and then just call the next one in, and the next one would come through the door and say what the issues are. They'd talk for a little bit. He'd get some vitals and then whatever medication, and then send them on the way, call the next person in. Now, the day that I was there, it was a little bit rainy. So
our whole trip was kind of rainy.
So he said that there's not as many patients when it's rainy like that because they just don't come out in the rain.
So weird.
So usually he'll see like 20 to 25 patients probably, and there were maybe 10 to 15 that day.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, that was an experience when we went up there. That is the definition of poverty.
Yeah.
I mean, in Ansagales, it's poor. Don't get me wrong. The majority of people we saw were absolutely, by definition, are poor.
Yep.
But when you went to Zitoa, that is extreme poverty.
Yeah.
There weren't people up there.
That was the lower tier of those stats that you were given.
Exactly. Those are the numbers that draw the average down.
Right.
They had nothing, man.
No.
And we were up there the day that the whole team went up there. We were able to hand out bags of rice.
Yeah, rice and beans. Yeah.
And then we were able to give some just basic necessities. Yeah. Man. Shirts,
a T-shirt,
and toothbrush.
Yeah. There was one kid while the whole team was up there. There was one kid that I got on camera, and thankfully he was willing to be on camera. But he had one ripped up T-shirt. That's all that he was wearing.
Yeah.
And
that's probably all he had.
That's probably all he had. And I mean, he was just a dirty kid. Dude. You know what I mean?
And then you got think about too. And this is, I mean, we're recording this in the morning, and I woke up in my nice bed in my nice air conditioned house.
I know,
and
right?
I was out to push a button and make coffee, and then I was
sat on my porch swing this morning,
and think of where those guys sleep.
Yeah.
They don't have mattresses.
Yeah, concrete floor maybe.
Floor, man.
Yeah.
If I think if they had a concrete floor, that's probably ideal situation.
Yeah.
They're on the dirt, man.
Might be the mud floor.
For real. Do they have a blanket? Maybe.
Yeah.
They don't have a pillow, probably.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy. And I think one thing that struck me too is we were talking, how do you know? How do you view outside of just the things and these little things that I noticed, like no one smoked cigarettes.
Yeah. Luxury item.
It's a luxury item. And so if you look in the United States, and this is a sweeping generalization, but people we would consider are poor in the United States, they still have cell phones.
I know.
They still smoke cigarettes,
right.
Yeah. And so they have that money. Nobody has enough money to buy cigarettes.
Yeah.
There's alcohol there, but nobody has enough money to buy alcohol. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. There are people probably that smoke.
Yeah.
There are people who drink consistently, and there's probably alcohol issues. And I'm not saying there's none.
And that might be like, consider you like upper class. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like if you have a cigarette, you're probably upper class.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely, man.
Now, that's one of the things I asked your dad, our team leader, Bruce, is, just it seems like in like poverty situations like that, like, sex trafficking,
right,
drug trafficking, that type of thing would really run rampant in that.
Yeah,
but
you
would think so. But what he was saying is like, they don't have money for prostitutes,
right.
like they don't.
How do you pay?
Yeah.
And that was, I was wondering too, cause
like drugs, they don't have money for drugs,
yeah.
like
you would think they would grow marijuana.
Right.
The soil down there sucks. That's a whole nother topic. It's basically an alleyway gravel. That's their dirt.
Oh man.
But
so bad.
From what I've heard, and I'm not a pot grower.
Yeah. Right.
But I would think there would be areas where you could grow marijuana, but then they got to get it out because nobody there can buy it.
Yeah.
Because nobody can afford it.
Yep.
Which is, so my thing is in the United States, and a lot of things too, maybe this will kind of segue to the next topic, is a lot of people are like, why do you go? And I don't get this as much as like, let's say my dad, or maybe you have gotten this because you've done more mission work than I have, but I know you've lived abroad.
Mm-hmm.
But like, why are you spending money sending them to Haiti? Why are you going to Haiti? We got people in our backyard that need help. And I'm curious your perspective. Mine is absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not saying people in the United States don't need help.
Yeah.
There are options for people in the United States.
Yeah, a lot of options.
You can get government help.
Mm-hmm.
You can go and there are shelters. There are places to get food. There are options.
Yeah.
There are no options in Haiti.
Right.
And I'm assuming in other third world countries, but Haiti specifically, because we were just there.
Yeah.
You cannot go to a shelter if you don't have a house. The extreme poor areas, and I forget what they're called, the Salines.
Yeah, Saline.
Salines.
Yeah.
So that is a mud flat.
Oh, it is.
It's just an open area of mud right next to the ocean
that people live in.
Because they can't afford anywhere else. So the government owns that land. Basically what William told us was, if you can't afford to rent or from somewhere, or rent a house or a shack essentially, or a spot of ground in town, you can go to the Salines area, and you just claim your spot.
Yeah.
And you build your dwelling.
Find whatever you can.
And it's garbage.
Yeah.
It's discarded metal. It's wood. And
broken bricks.
Yep. And then every time it rains, your house floods.
Yeah.
Every single time. So basically every day when we were down there.
Yeah, it rained.
So when I say people are, criticize or ask, why would you send money to Haiti? There's a lot of help here. There is, or there's a lot of need here, and there is a lot of need here. There's so much more.
Yeah.
And how do you qualify need? But I'm in my personal opinion, people in Haiti need it more.
Yeah.
As a sweeping generalization. I'm curious your thoughts on that.
Yeah. I mean, like there are so many options here in the States.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it comes down to whether you're willing to accept them or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
if you're willing to better your life, I think there's opportunity here to do that. And like you said, there's just not really that opportunity in Haiti. And like when it comes to missions, I firmly believe it really comes down to like three main areas, like your main circle, like you're a missionary to your main circle. So, I mean, you help out the people around you, you know what I mean? And then the next one is like your nation. You help out in your nation, help out where you can. So it's kind of like local missions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then the third part is like international, basically.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's so many resources here that we have that could be beneficial to the Haitians, since any country really, but since we're talking about Haiti, like we have so many resources here. We have like agricultural training, we have, like for them, it would take a lot to go to school to learn about like agriculture and things like that. Like the steps that Dr. William had to go through to become a doctor, like blows my mind of what he had to do. And I mean, we can talk about that a little bit, but the things that he had to do to become a doctor down there, it blows my mind. But here, I mean, we could go down there and do a simple like sports camp, you know what I mean? And that would be huge for the kids down there, you know, maybe learning some basic soccer skills. They love soccer. Like why we could put on a soccer camp. They could run through cones and learn how to like weave and stuff like that.
And it would cost us $1,000.
Oh yeah.
Like the cost to put something like that on is virtually nothing.
Yeah. Right.
You know,
I mean, take a few soccer balls, take some cones and just some willing spirits. You know what I mean?
That's it.
So, and I mean, another thing too is like, this might be a good opportunity to go into the school a little bit that we worked out, but just providing training for teachers.
Yeah, there was some stats on that of how many of the actual teachers have actually had any training, and it's a lot lower than you would think.
Okay, so what I noticed is it was almost like I totally believe that they do some teaching and things like that, but it was almost like they were just kind of babysitting the class. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I hate saying that. Yeah. Because I firmly believe that they're doing what they can with the resources that they have.
Agreed. Yeah, let's take a tiny step back. So we were down there, one of our main missions down there. We went down with my dad's group called LaGonave Alive. And a big part of LaGonave Alive now is funding and building a school just outside of Ensagles, LaGonave, Haiti. So right now they have 4 grades. We were there. They were working on the second level. Yep. So they have first, second, third, fourth grades. And then they're trying to get 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th on the second floor. Yeah.
Which they need money for the roof. So, I mean, if you're listening.
It's crazy. So think about this too. I was thinking about this when we were talking. So we were there trying to build, help build the school, do whatever we could, man. We ended up helping put together that kitchen right now, which is, again, these kids, when they go to school, get a meal at lunch.
One meal.
Which and I'm making guessing, the meal that these kids get could be their only meal.
Oh yeah.
For the day,
absolutely.
The week. So they may get 5 meals a week. Yeah. And we're talking 7 days. Yeah. So 5 meals out of 7 days. And it's rice and beans. There's nothing fancy about it. And the cooks we're currently cooking outside.
Yeah.
Over a campfire.
Just right outside the school. They build a campfire and cook right in it.
Yep. And so we were able to help put together and help build onto a kitchen so they can actually cook in a
It'll have counters.
It'll have a place to actually like build a fire and make it semi-safe and keep it away from the kids and
the goats.
So that's where we were. When you were talking about, college or schooling and things in the United States, virtually your kindergarten through high school in the United States, so through senior year of high school, is all but guaranteed. Yeah. Without getting into details, you basically go and it's you have to go. Yeah. And you don't have to necessarily pay for it out of pocket. We're paying for it with taxes. I get that part. But
I know what you mean.
The cost of going to school in Haiti, you can send $100. That $100 will send a kid in Haiti to school for a year. All year, and give them a meal every day while they're there.
With a uniform.
And a uniform.
Yep.
Think about that.
$100.
$100.
Yeah.
I brought $150 in cash down there. If I would have
buy souvenirs.
Right?
Oh man, it makes me feel guilty.
It's crazy. And $150.
Yeah.
And these kids then get a meal, they get a uniform, and they get schooling.
Well, that's one of the things like our church gives LaGonave Alive, the organization. I think it's about $4,000 a year, and that provides all the food for all the kids. Every day of school.
$4,000.
Yeah. It's amazing.
And so while we were there, we got to play with the kids. We got to, which was my favorite part.
Yeah.
My dad and I have different kind of visions, I think, in execution. He wants to go down there and carry bricks and paint and do all this literal physical work, which, you know what, that's fine.
Man, he grabbed those wheelbarrows and he was like...
I've never seen him move that fast in my life, in my entire life. And my thing is, we can pay people for that. And maybe that's my arrogant white guy, United States, mentality. Right. But I could pay a guy $1 for an entire day, and he would paint the entire side of a school. Right. And he would be grateful. Yeah. We left our work gloves when we left to the guys that were building the kitchen. These guys,
they were asking for those gloves. They were like, "Do you have your gloves? Can I have them now?"
Yeah,
like that type of thing.
They were hand making cinder blocks. Yeah, they were hand mixing cement and mortar on the ground. Yeah. They were hand carrying, hand wheelbarrowing everything. They were hand leveling. Yep. Everything was done by hand.
They were actually using a hammer to hammer nails, not a nail gun.
Right. Into the concrete.
Yeah. An actual hammer.
Right. So, it just, for me, it's like, hey, these guys need jobs. Yeah. Let's pay them $5 to do it. Yeah. And again, we can help carrying those cinder blocks up to the second level, because you got to carry them one by one up flights of stairs to build a second level. That's crappy work. Yeah. And so that guy was helpful, or thankful that we helped out with that, because totally. If we didn't do it, he was going to have to do it, and it's just a garbage job.
Gives him a day off.
Yeah. But what we can't, and I want to kind of maybe talk about this a little later more in depth, but I feel like what we can do as Americans in Haiti and how we can make a lasting impact is show those kids a good time.
Yeah. Show them some love.
Exactly. So playing with the kids and just being there, man. Yeah. I thought was important, and I really, really liked that. The last day we were there, and we can make this kind of a quick story in the bigger story, but one of the teachers didn't show up. Yeah. So I believe it was the 4th grade teacher. He just didn't show up that day.
It was a little bit rainy, maybe. Yeah. Was that it?
I think it was.
Was that Thursday? Was it Thursday?
It was Thursday. It was. I don't know, man. It was. If he didn't show up,
didn't show up.
Just didn't show up. If he wouldn't have done that, if he would have done that in the United States, he'd be gone. Yeah. So
wouldn't have a job.
He just didn't show up. So funny caveat later to this story is that we had a movie night that night, and he showed up. To the movie night later that night. But it's just kind of the culture there, man. But so I went in along with Linnea, who was another gal that went along on the trip with us, and we tried to help them learn English. I would write hat on the board, and I would point to my hat. Yeah. I would write shirt. I'd point to my shirt. We're talking just, and they're not, I'm not convinced, and I don't know that they're getting that anyway. Like you said, I think the teachers are doing the best that they can and the best of their abilities.
With the resources they have.
But I feel like that's how I could make an impact. I can go in and teach things that we learned in 1st grade. Yeah. And they're learning in 4th grade. Mm-hmm. And then, you know what? After lunch, man, I was just like, there's no teacher here. Yeah. The principal's sitting in her office. She's not in here teaching. I don't know what she was doing. I'm sure she was busy. I'm just going to chalk it up to she was busy. Yep. I'm like, let's go play with these kids, man. Let's get a soccer ball out. We brought some frisbees
get out of the classroom.
Along. Let's get outside. That might have been the best. And I don't know. I'm making a sweeping assumption, but that could have been the best day of that kid's life.
Yeah, right.
That one day. And all we did was kick a soccer ball around, throw a frisbee around. Yeah. And I feel like that's how I can make an impact, and that's how I would like to make an impact, but I don't know. In part 2 of this 2-part series of our experiences down in Haiti, Caleb and I talk about being just a kid down in Haiti, and the affection that people show down there, or lack thereof. Also about church in Haiti. What do you preach to kids or to people in an environment like Haiti? Also the people's appearance. The clothes people wear, how they present themselves. Also the trash, which is probably one of the biggest takeaways from myself. And then also, how can we make a lasting impact to the lives of people in Haiti? Is mission work selfish? And where do you start when there's need at every turn, every corner, everywhere you look? We'll leave this episode with some special music that we were presented with while we were down in Haiti. This was while we were at church, and there were groups that came up and just sang worship songs to us, even though we couldn't understand a single language or a single word they were saying. It was still a very, very awesome experience.